Visit Valley Park Radio online. www.valleyparkradio.org.uk. Valley Park Radio.
Darren Valley's radio station. Valley Park Radio.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along to Valley Park Radio on a Thursday afternoon. For the next hour, we have Hope on Prescription with my partner in crime, as I always call her, Jemma. Burgess, how you doing, my darling? All right?
Hello, Dave. Yes, I'm doing very well, thank you. I've just enjoyed a very nice bean and cheese toastie from Costa. How are you this week?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Not too bad. And of course, the weather's bulked up again, isn't it?
It has, yes. Let out the sunbeams.
Indeed. But can it be too hot? I don't know.
Well,
Not last Monday before. Oof. Yeah, it was an ordeal. I was even indoors and just couldn't get out the heat at all.
Absolutely, and it's a different kind of heat here, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like really, it cooks you alive, I say.
It does indeed.
But actually, talking about the sunshine, this week we are going to be exploring our environment. So the sunshine really lights up our environment during the summertime, but environment is so important to our mental well-being and also our physical well-being. So this week we will be exploring how our environment can impact these areas, and I'm really, really looking forward to diving a little bit deeper. I've got some poems to share with you. We've got some lovely music and some cool information about our environment and how it can help inspire us to be creative and to have fun. And social gatherings are really good this time of year as well, especially as we can get outside and enjoy our natural environment, which is a massive win for our health and well-being. But before we go any further, let's have our very first song this week, please, Dave.
Yeah, we certainly will. It's a good one as well. It's Ellie Goulding and Stephen Price, and it's called In This Together.
Man alive, because men's mental health matters. Struggling with mental health? You're not alone, and you don't have to suffer in silence. It's time to talk, time to thrive. Man Alive is a dedicated support hub for men facing challenges like anxiety, depression, grief, addiction, PTSD, and more. No judgment, just real support. Find help, tools, and guidance. Visit Darrant Valley Hospital's Facebook and search Man Alive Padlet. Reach out and help someone today.
Valley Park Radio.
Oh, that was a great song, Jemma. Great choice.
It's magical, isn't it?
Very good. And Ellie Goulding has got the right voice for that sort of song, hasn't she?
Absolutely. Very beautiful, very soothing. She's always calming, actually, whenever I listen to her.
She does,
I really do
I
enjoy.
know exactly what you mean.
So this week we are going to be diving into our environment. Our environment can be a source of inspiration, food for creative exploration. When I lived in Canterbury, there was this gorgeous little island that was surrounded by the River Stour. It caught my eye time and time again. It just so happened actually that I was actually working in the right place at the right time, and I got the chance to be involved in the restoration of the island, working towards opening up the beautiful space for the public to enjoy. I was so inspired throughout my time on this island that I created a poem called Hidden Beauty. So here is the poem of this episode. Hidden Beauty. Beyond the beneath of the Binnewith Island, bewithers the bewildered, buried behind them, are betrayed lands of beauty. Sheltered by board-blacked gated doors that creak to swing, robins flailing to sing, yet failing to begin. Rusted tears trickle down the frame, time stood still, stuck, stayed the same. She grew wilder. Suffocated by her own ivied iving veins, she grew wilder. Broken trees abandoned in the breeze with those crisp, crinkled, dropping leaves. Her hope has been left shaking, many times in auction, under the hammer for taking. Footprints arrive upon her morphia. These islanders bring lockets of promises to bring hope to you. We will help you breathe from the trees that you give us to breathe, to sit elegantly beneath your growing itched crimson leaves. Your rivered arms will hug your fractured lands once more as our islanders seek to saviour and restore. Brush your hair as it swayed in the winds before. Hold hands with her tethered finger twigs, giggle at her natured tricks, reassure her we are here to fix. Fix those cracks, creating creased skin maps left beneath slushed dirt tracks. Those shattered mirrors next to the gentle rivers, leaving those ducklings shaking with shivers, but untangle them fiery fawns, soon to become fresh grassed green tickling lawns. Flourish and be flourished. Become comfortable within her city, grow her beautiful petalled patterns and those interesting trees. Unclutter the cluttered she. As we scramble to clutter her free, magically and mysteriously she steps from the shade, communities pacing, inquisitive of her change. She is hidden, however known and soon to be shown, Canterbury's natural nature tall, queen of her throne. So welcome home to the birds, the ducks and all the wildlife. Warming hearts here understand it's been a wild life. Please, please, mist whispers skips across her gentle rivers. Welcome in and take a seat. Sit upon the picnic blanket that flashes red and green. Please, please come in and eat. There's a tipping boat you can climb upon. Sit back, raspberry tea and acoustic song. Fine painted seasonal benches. Pims burst in lemons and limes that quenches. The circled summer sun begins to strobe through the bushes as he, as she runs barefooted. Giggling out here in the openness around and over the fox's hills, or perhaps a moment of introspection by the river, silent and still. So nurture her nature as she blooms to be greater, a rare escape from this city, awaken her beautiful space in community. The Binnewith Island is a real opportunity for curiosity, imagination, creation, relaxation, and unity.
That's lovely.
Thank you.
How long did that take you to do? So a lengthy poem. And,
yes, yeah. So I was there for months actually.
Yeah.
There was a lot to remove from the island. It was a very big space, and everything was just so overgrown. And the process of it was just kind of every day I had a little bit more to the poem, and then at the end I kind of just like went through, cut out some stuff that didn't really work, but I wanted this to be like, it is slightly longer than the original poem that you would find, but it was almost like this island was telling her story to me.
And you're building layer upon layer upon layer, and I think if you shut your eyes and you can go there.
Yes,
you can go there. You're actually there listening to your words. And you close your eyes and relax. You're actually at that place. It's wonderful.
Oh, brilliant! That's lovely. I do love it when you're able to follow along with a poem or a creative story in that way, because it doesn't just give the writer the creative opportunity, but also the listeners to explore it in their mind. Mm-hmm. Yeah, fantastic. But it was great fun clearing the island, and I'm not sure if the island is still up and going. I think it is. I went down a year or so ago, and it was still accessible, but it's such a beautiful place just by the secret gardens. If you ever fancy taking a trip to Canterbury, there's some gorgeous gardens for you to explore, and of course the incredible cathedral as well.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when I read this poem to the owners of the island, I actually made the wife cry. She was just so moved.
Doesn't surprise me. It's a beautiful poem.
I didn't expect it, but bless her, she was really, really happy with it. So I done my job for the island and for the owners.
Certainly did. They should have it somewhere on a plaque so everyone can read it when they go to the park. I think that would be a great idea.
Maybe I should revisit and be like, hey.
Exactly.
It was many years ago though now. But so Dave, do you have a particular place that you like to visit that inspires you?
Just anywhere with water really. I just like to be by the River Thames when it's quiet and it's a nice sunny day and you see one of the two tugs, hit the microphone, sorry about that, Thames barges you sometimes see going up and down. And it's so relaxing. In fact, in Gravesend a couple of weeks back, they had a replica galleon, which represented one of the sailing ships that Christopher Columbus sailed across to discover the Indies in the Caribbean, and you was allowed to look over it. And it was such a lovely day. It was sunny. There wasn't much going on the river. It was just so nice to go around and step back into the past, as it were.
How wonderful. And it's so inspiring, actually, isn't it, to look at how different things were then.
Yeah.
And I love looking at all the old school stuff and all things in history, and like the fashion in history.
Yes,
and all
I
of
know.
that. It's and we talk a little bit more about like the buildings and how the buildings have changed over the years and stuff as well. But fascinating, lovely. It's a really nice. And by the river and by the water, I totally agree. It's got that just real soothing effect.
I think it's
isn't
something
it?
that my dad has run off on me, because he worked.
Want to quit smoking for good? At Stone Pharmacy Greenhithe, we're here to help you kick the habit for free. Join our 7-week Stop Smoking programme. Get nicotine replacement therapy, receive one-to-one behavioural support from a trained specialist, personalised guidance every step of the way. Whether it's your first try or your 5th, this time you don't have to do it alone. Visit the Stone Pharmacy in Greenhithe, Dartford. Call us now on 01322 382 063 and take the first step toward a healthier, smoke-free life today.
How lucky can one guy be? I've switched off the BBC and I've tuned in instead to Valley Park Radio. The music they play is fine. It's just like a vintage wine. So I'll stay here in bed with Valley Park Radio.
Yes, indeed, you're listening to Valley Park Radio on a Thursday afternoon. This is Hope on Prescription, and opposite me on the other side of the desk is Jemma Burgess.
Hello, and welcome back. So that was House of Fun. Do you know, like, this song always reminds me of my old flat. It had so much creative expression. I had like a Disney wall in the boys' bedroom where I drew each of the Disney characters by hand. I must say scaling was quite a challenge because like, I just couldn't get the mice out of Cinderella small, and somehow I ended up having a mouse bigger than a Dalmatian, which was quite interesting. But you know what? It was like, it equally looked quite cool. And I went round it with a Sharpie to make them all sort of pop out. Of course, like these creative expressions we can do in our home, we can make it have that little splash of you, like what you love to do. And my kids at the time just loved Disney characters. So that's why I went with that idea. But also like getting creative in different respects. Like I had, as soon as you walked in my front door, I had like 5 doors that you would see like directly down the corridor. So I painted them like red, yellow, pink and green to represent the colour of the rainbow. And it just brought me so much joy. As soon as I'd open my door, there was just all these lovely colours. If you like to go for a more subtle look, you could just maybe do like the frame bit of the door. But there's all kinds of creative things that you can do. And online you can get so many ideas on like Pinterest or your TikToks and all these different social media platforms we have. But there's so many incredible artists showing their ideas that are really simple, like maybe putting some yellow around the window frame, or bringing in different plants. Plants is something that is quite popular indoors now. Do you have any plants indoors, Dave?
Oh, we've got loads in the kitchen. A couple of cacti, some other succulents, and they've just gone mad, grown. It's incredible because it's not the natural environment for cacti, but somehow they seem to like our kitchen.
Fantastic. But it's nice, isn't it, just having that greenery and inviting it into our home space. And I think it's really important for our mental health actually to be surrounded in greenery and flowers and nature, because it helps to lift our spirits. So I'm not very good at keeping plants alive. My friends will they'll all tell you they've all bought me a plant and they've got an update, and each time it's not a great update. But however, my friend recently gave me a plant that she said I don't even really need to water very much, and it's still going strong now. So it's like, yay, I finally found one that likes me. But I do love, I got bought a beautiful gift the other day of these gorgeous pink lilies, and like
lovely.
they've just opened up so nicely, and like I've never really been a massive fan of flowers, but recently I'm in awe of their beauty and the smell of them, and they're just really, really gorgeous. So I definitely encourage you guys, if you haven't got any plants indoors or any creative expression, have a little look around and think, how can I bring a little bit of quirkiness, a little bit of myself to this area? Because in our homes are our homes, and we can truly express ourselves.
And even outside, I mean, we've got some honeysuckle and lavender, which attracts the bees no end, and we've got to look after our bees.
Absolutely.
They're very useful to the environment, and they're getting, the population's dropping, and we've got to look after them.
Yes.
So, so we've got plenty of lavender and honeysuckle, which the bees just love.
Lovely, lovely. I think it's the same with butterflies as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it
so
is.
sad because I love them. They're very, very beautiful. They have such a short expectant life span, actually, as well. 2 weeks, I think they're around for butterflies.
I seem to recall that in the back of my mind. Their life expectancy isn't very long.
No, it's not long
Shame.
at all. Yeah, I know, because they're so beautiful. But this is it. Bring some colour into your home. Bring some artwork. Maybe if you're not very crafty yourself and don't think that you could create, go to an art gallery or go to even just to your local charity shops. You never know what beautiful art piece you may find lurking in the corner that you could just bring into your home, because art and plants and all those things can really help impact our mental health and our well-being. Getting creative. Oh gosh, talking about getting creative. So I know it was a little bit naughty, but do you remember, Dave, when all the post boxes around our area were being like decorated?
That's right, yeah. I remember a lot of them were being painted gold, weren't they? In places where athletes who won gold medals at London 2012.
Yeah.
And other Olympics, they paint them gold. I think that's a nice tribute.
I think it was lovely, and I did see like a Mr. Blobby one, which was hilarious. I saw a chocolate bar whisper, and then some had like these gorgeous little knitted hats on top.
Ours in Higham, it still has its little knitted hat on.
Oh, it does. But you know what? It's like little things like that when you're on your commute and you're just walking along, and you might get bored. I mean, often you see people on their phones, but maybe try pop your phone in your pocket and see what wonderful little creations you can see. I mean, people are doing like little artworks in potholes.
Yeah.
Like I've seen tiles and things being filled out in potholes, but it just makes you smile.
Yeah,
I find it
does.
gives you that sort of little smile on your face. And also actually I was thinking the kindness rocks. I don't know if you've seen them about anywhere.
No.
So these are lovely. It's a gorgeous idea. It's like you take a rock and you replace a rock, or you can just add a rock, and you make like a really long sort of snake, and all of them have different colours and like kindness on them, hope on them, love on them, and it's just a really nice way to show people coming together to bring about positivity really and support, which is lovely. So we can introduce these kind of things into spaces. It doesn't have to be big in your face. It can be subtle things. So try it out. And guys, if you have tried it out and you've got some really cool things that are in your home that you'd like to share with us today, Dave, how can they get in touch?
Yes, well, you can send us an email. Our email address is vprrequest@gmail.com. We've got our Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and look up for Valley Park Radio, and you can send us a post there. Or also you can send us a text, and our text number is 077 00 173 222. Now I'm told you can use that same number to send us a WhatsApp, but last time I was looking there was bugs in the works and we weren't always getting them, but we're getting all the texts if not the WhatsApp. So that's how to get hold of us.
Fantastic. Yeah, I would love to hear about your artistic creations at home, or maybe you've introduced some in your workspace, because introducing them in your workspace as well is really important. No matter what environment we are in, it will have an impact on our mental health and on how we feel, our mood. If you're sitting in like a dark, grey, glumpy room, 9 times out of 10 you're going to feel quite down or low, you know. Whereas if you're sitting in like a nice green with a splash of yellow, or like bringing in these fun colours, can really make a big difference. There was this incredible quote that I found the other day, and it was before children speak, they sing. Before they write, they paint. As soon as they stand, they dance. Art is the basis of human expression. I love that. I love that. And I think it's so, so true. So let's get creative with our environment. And of course, if you haven't got permission for the space, please do make sure that you get permission before you go all artistic. Dave, do you have any, you've got your plants, but do you have any particular paintings?
Paintings,
or?
a bit of a traditionalist, really. I love the paintings of John Constable, especially at the Hayway, which is his most famous one, I think. And I like the paintings of Turner, as he did some marvellous seascapes. And of course, his most famous work is the Fighting Tamarain. And of course, you've got the Turner Gallery down in Margate, which is well worth a visit. And another thing we've got at home, everyone knows the tube mat, which was created by Harry Beck, and everyone knows it and recognises it instantly. But another chap has had a go at redesigning it, and he sort of started off with the Oxford Circus right in the middle, and all the other lines sort of radiate is the word I was struggling for, out from the centre. And also built into it is the London Transport Roundel. It's so clever what he's done. And we rather splash. The late great Aretha Franklin out in the house that Jack built. One of a kind, Jemma.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. Do you know what? I've always wanted to build my own house, actually. I just would really love to achieve that possibility one day. So I don't feel like they design buildings how they used to, like many years ago. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's nice to have modern stuff. And I'm not saying modern stuff isn't great, but I miss the detail in the buildings. I miss walking past and seeing a beautiful bird being shaped into the brick wall, or these gorgeous, grand, like pillars that you would have built outside the house, and just the way the windows would arch. Like all of that, it's just creative expression through buildings. And I do understand, like obviously there's so many people now that they need to get housing up, they need to get those sort of stuff done, but let's then think of creative ways of making those look more creative as well. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I think if you look at I think it's Grand Designs that they have on one of the channels, Channel 4, and some of the houses that are they're not traditional in any way, shape or form, but they are so well put together, and obviously a great deal of thought has gone into where things go, how the rooms juxtapose onto one another. I suppose you might call it feng shui, because that's all about putting things in the right place to make one feel better. Is that what, I'm not an expert, but I think that's basically what it's all about. I've touched upon it in a conversation before, but it is, and it just brings it that own sort of uniqueness to the room and the space that you're creating. I mean, in a data, they suggested that people who visit heritage sites are happier than those who don't. So it's quite interesting in that. There's something quite empowering then about going to visit these old buildings and explore them. I guess it like helps make us feel proud and strong of where we're from, and it gives us inspiration, blowing our mind with the gorgeous detail, you know. I did some research on why our buildings aren't made like this anymore, and of course it is cost and time, but I was in discussion with a retired senior architectural technician. That's a title, isn't it? Just a bit.
But he said, I believe the boxes they put up today are for basic needs. A more architectural building provides a more sense of importance. Like a man in his castle, it makes a statement about you. I loved this. And he went on to express that ergonomics, I can never say that words, but it's all about the design of the space. So just like what you just touched upon there, it's the science of the design, and it's the importance of considering the right sizes of the room to help people feel comfortable in. All of those things go into a building, so it's not just, let's pop these up. You do have to think about it, and that is also a form of creative expression, I believe. Dave, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my wife went to Svalbard about a month or so ago, which is a group of islands to the north of Norway, just inside the Arctic Circle, and she brought back with a print of some of the houses up there, and she put it in a frame and put it up on top of one of the cupboards we got, and she said, do you know what, I don't like it there, I think we should put it up on the wall. And I mean, that's just an example, isn't it, of sort of person thinking that's not quite right. I love the print, but it's not quite right being where it is. So it's now up on the wall, and she enjoys it even more.
It's strange, isn't it, how things can sit in certain environments very well, or in other environments they just really don't go at all, isn't it? Something quite similar is I had a beautiful canvas of a woman dancing that my friend painted for me, and in my front room I've got this tiled grey chimney area, and it was just next to it. And now my TV's come off of that. I was like, oh, maybe I'd put the paint in there. But you know what? Once the painting went there, it really set the chimney alive, because all of the colours, strangely enough, were all matching in with the tiles from the painting. So it's like your greys and your whites and your blacks, and it was all matching in. And it just suddenly made it pop so much more.
And it was discovered by accident, wasn't it? Just moving a
because I just had a few holes in where the brackets were, and I was like, what am I going to do about this?
You can fill those in.
Well, it's on tiles, so it would have been quite noticeable if I did that. So I'm glad that picture managed to save the day. But in my research, I was quite interested to discover that Google and Apple have invested in creating office spaces that promote creativity, collaboration, and relaxation.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I think it's really important, as we briefly mentioned earlier, like the workspace that you're working in can really also impact your productivity levels, your mood, your motivation, all of those sort of things. So these workplaces often feature like open layouts with natural light, indoor plants, and they're also including like meditation rooms or nap pods if you're an avid napper, which I am. Shout out to the nappers out there. I sometimes really have to have a nap. Like, I've tried so hard not to.
Give into it. Give into what your body's telling you.
That's it, and that's it. And some people can go all day, every day without doing it, but I'm someone who needs at least to shut my eyes for 10 minutes in the middle of the day just to rejuvenate.
And why not?
And to have those spaces, it is just really nice because it makes your human experience a lot easier, and takes off a lot of stress and pressure as well. I'm also a massive fan of the countryside. If I can bring the indoors in, I will. Sometimes I like to do like visual boards of thinking about how I could bring the inside in without having to look after it. So like I'm in the process of painting a massive tree in my kitchen.
Wow.
I've got like this really annoying bit from the stairs that like pokes out on my ceiling, and I thought that can be a bush from the tree. So now, like, I'll have to, once I've done it, I'll have to take a photo and show you, Dave.
Absolutely,
and of course, when it does happen, I'll share it on my Hope on Prescription Facebook page.
The other thing I saw this morning about the sycamore tree that was chopped down in the gap on Hadrian's Wall. It was very well publicised. But they've an artist has been commissioned to do a work which incorporates part of the tree that was chopped down, and it was in the BBC Breakfast this morning, and a wonderful job he's done. Go and have a look on the BBC website. I'm sure it'll be on there somewhere. It's such a lovely way to preserve what was a much loved tree, which was just chopped down needlessly.
Oh,
but it's worth a look.
Nice to bringing it back to life in a different
that's
light
right.
now,
that's
isn't it?
Exactly right.
Yeah, I definitely will check that out. Talking about beautiful places, so we've got the countryside, but then we also on the other side have the big city. So we are thinking.
Great song there from Alicia Keys and Empire State of Mind. I think London's like that, you know. I mean, you could do the same song about London, because what she says about New York is exactly the same about London, I think.
And it looks really like, I remember going to, I've been to London a lot more than I have New York. I've only ever visited New York once, and I was like 17. But I just remember being so blown away with the nighttime experience, because we went up to the Rockefeller, I believe it's like one of the biggest buildings in New York, and looking down, all the lights that were turned on, it just looked absolutely magical. It was breathtaking, a real breathtaking moment. So, I mean, you've got your beauty in your cities, and you've got your beauty in your countryside as well. And often if we just pop our phones in our pockets and just go for a walk and just notice what's going on around you, see if you can find any creative little intricacies or little drawings that are, I mean, I don't know as well, is something that just popped into my mind is where people have got like big walls and they've got bushes hanging over the walls, and they're drawing cartoon characters underneath, and the bushes are then their hair. Have you seen like their stuff online?
I don't think I've seen, and I know exactly what you mean. I think I've seen photographs of that sort of thing, and but I haven't seen it in real life.
I just think it's so cool.
It is clever.
But again, if it's something that you want to do, please make sure that you do get permission to do that before you go ahead and do it.
The other thing that blows my mind is people that draw on pavements. And if you look at it from a certain angle, it looks like there's a big hole in the pavement. So clever how it's done. Yeah.
Really clever. It is indeed. So colour has a powerful psychological impact and can influence our mood, our energy levels, and even our behaviours. Architectures and designers are using colours strategically to create environments that support mental well-being. So for example, like your cool colours, your blues and your greens are often associated with calmness and tranquility. So they're making them ideal for spaces intended for relaxation or healing. Or you've got like your warm colours, like your reds and your oranges can invoke energy and excitement, which then may be suitable for social and active spaces. Do you think it's just as important to create a healthy, creative environment around you, Dave, as well?
It's absolutely essential to do that. And if we can go back to New York, what they've done, and I don't know if it was there when you were there, but there is a disused overhead line that used to be part of the New York subway. They've just turned it into a garden, and people can go up and walk along what was part of the rail network, and it's all beautifully set out with plants, chairs. And it's like stepping out of New York into the countryside, but New York is just 100 yards away. Very, very good.
Amazing. That's really lovely, actually. It gives it like that magical element as well, doesn't it? Like,
and there are little spots in London that do the same. There's a nature reserve just outside of King's Cross station. It's in a built-up area, but you can just go in there and just pretend you're someone else.
Wonderful. Oh, gorgeous. Definitely recommend you guys taking a visit if you're ever in these areas. Have a little look and see what you can find, or sometimes even just going for a random walk and you stumble across it. It can really enhance the adventure and magical experience. There was something that I was watching the other day about how many years ago, like, you would fall in love with the journey, not just getting to the destination. So often we're so busy, like we need to just get from A to B now. But back in the day, it was like you was going on an adventure. Like the journey itself was a part of the adventure, because you're out, you're looking for things, you're exploring things, you're discovering new things. So maybe plan a day or a weekend where you just go, nope, no A to B, let's just explore my city and see what you come across with. I often do this with my kids. I walk out the house and I go, right, are we going left or right? And we'll end up going whatever way whoever decides. Sometimes it is a bit of a bicker between siblings. But we try to alternate it now and give them a chance. Well, it's your turn this time. But we come across these little parks in our area that we never even knew were there, or these water parks. Like me and my dad recently, we went down to the river in Bexley.
Okay.
And they've got this gorgeous woodland area and this old massive mansion thing. Someone was getting married there, and it was all just beautiful. And there was a tree that it looked so strange, and I called it the upside down tree because like the bush was at the bottom, and then the tree was like the roots and that were at the top. It was so strange, and I tricked my youngest. I went home and I went, "You'll never believe what I saw today." And he was like, "What, mummy?" And I said, "This man, he pulled the tree out of the floor and he turned it upside down." And I've shown him this picture, and he's like, "What?" It just blew his mind, and he was like, "You're fibbing." I was like, "Yeah, I am fibbing." But it was funny because we was lost in that magical moment of just getting creative and telling stories. This is also something that I think has been quite lost, is sitting down by a campfire and sharing stories and letting our imaginations really create environments in our mind to explore. So Dave, I was wondering now, what environmental themed tune did you come up with this week?
This is a song by Joni Mitchell, and it's primarily about environmentalism and the human tendency to destroy natural beauty for development and convenience. Done a little bit of research. Apparently the inspiration for the song came to Mitchell during a trip to Hawaii, looking out of a hotel window.
I like that. She went really high and then really low.
I know. Joni Mitchell there and the big yellow taxi. Lovely song.
Yeah, fantastic. So this week we have explored our environment. We've discovered different ways of making our environment help promote positive well-being. We've explored bringing indoor plants indoors. We've explored going outdoors and going on adventures and noticing creative work that is popping up all over the city. We've looked at going into the countryside for soothing walks. This is amazing for your mental health. Down by the river was Dave's favourite. The beach for me is my favourite. Just exploring these wonderful things because there is creativity all around us. If you're feeling like your home is a bit gloomy because sometimes the light doesn't hit, think about how you could start bringing more natural light in. What areas could you put a mirror to reflect that light to make the room brighter? If you're struggling with those ideas, we have an incredible source at our fingertips known as the intranet, and you can get so many ideas of different ways that you can bring more creativity, more expression and more you into your environment. Environment is so important. Not just what you're looking at, but who you're around and what you're around. So always just be mindful, am I feeling good now? If you're not feeling good, you can absolutely remove yourself from that situation. If you have to stay in that situation, how can you use your imagination to create something that's going to help you in your body in that moment feel better? I mean, this is something, Dave, that I say almost every episode. Our imagination is the most powerful thing that we all have in our minds that allows us to explore these ideas, to create new things, to try new things out. And you know what, if you try it and you don't like it, it's okay. Like there's no loss, you know. If you try it and you love it, well, hey, you've got a great gain. But just have a little look, feel around, go for a walk, improve your mood by engaging in better, healthier environments for yourself. Dave, next time we are going to be live doing Hope on Prescription is going to be on
2 weeks' time. Where we are today, I'm just going to do my
Thursday the 24th.
Indeed,
Thursday the
it's going
24th
to
of
be,
July. We're going to have a guest speaker coming on. She's a wonderful lady from the Swanscombe community, and she's got a great inspiring story to tell people and some very important messages to share. So definitely come along, tune in, have a little listen. If you want to find out any more information regarding what Hope on Prescription is doing, please do head on over to www.hopeonprescription.co.uk. We've got lots of writing for wellbeing workshops popping up in Swanscombe and in Greenhive, so it would be amazing if anyone would like to come along and try do some creative writing, or maybe you'd like to just be in the room with a nice cup of tea and lots of people talking about lots of positive stuff. So, Dave, as always, it has been a fantastic episode.
Yes, it just goes so quick, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. I could sit here for hours talking to you because we do some good stuff,
We
don't
do.
we?
We do.
Well, guys, we're going to end on Love Song to the Earth, because let's love our Earth because it gives us life.
And yeah, quite some heavyweights on this song. Paul McCartney's on it, John Bon Jovi. Love Song to the Earth here on Valley Park Radio, and that's just about it for another Hope on Prescription. We'll be back, as Jemma says, in 2 weeks' time. I'll be back on this Saturday morning with Coffee and Cornflakes. Look out for the topic for the musical connections, and I can tell you what it is. It's all about lawyers, because on Saturday it'll be the National Day of Lawyers in Mexico. Anything to hang a program on. So I'll be back there on Saturday morning. Please join us if you can for Coffee and Cornflakes. We're broadcasting to the patients and the staff of the Darrant Valley Hospital. This is Valley Park Radio.
Visit Valley Park Radio online. www.valleyparkradio.org.uk. Valley Park Radio.
Darrant Valley's radio station.